Did you hear about, I'm sure with you being a busker you have heard about, down in Galway, which is a big busking hub, the council down there were trying to bring in legislation curtailing buskers. Did you hear about that?
I hadn't heard about that. No. Ireland has always usually just been always free to busk, well, it's the busking hub. Like, you can go over to Britain or like the Isle of Man and you have to get a license to busk.
Oh, really?
But over here, you don't need a license.
Do you think, like, as yourself, obviously as a musician, singer, songwriter, how do you find it in Donegal? Do you think that there is good support for artists?
Yeah. Well, like, we don't have as much. We don't have the same busking scene as, like, even Derry would have a richer. Well, Derry is a richer scene in every regard, kind of. But yeah, no, there is good support. Like, there's a busking festival coming up at the. Say August? Is it August?
Yeah, it's August. Yeah. The other busker guy. Oh, that's what I learned
yeah, so there's things like that, and my band's playing at a festival on Saturday in town, the Disturbance Festival. You heard of that?
Is that yes. That's over at the RCC, isn't it? Is that Distorted? I'm thinking of Distorted Perspectives.
They're on the same day, and they're sort of joining forces, so you can get a ticket that covers both. So Distorted Perspectives is in the RCC. And Disturbance is 2 stages in the central bar with 18 bands all together, and there's from all over Ireland, including the main headline is Gareth School.
I think there is quite a lot of support. Like, there's always music festivals, and you can go around to any pub and there'll be artists, and some of them they'll do busking as well. Like, even on the 24th of this month, it's in August, 24th of August, there's a busking festival. So there is quite a lot of support in Ireland.
And where's the busking festival?
It's just here.
Is it?
And it's the 24th, and there'll be loads of buskers will come, and you can win prizes. And so I think there is quite a lot of support for it. Music has always played a major part in the Irish culture, and so I think in a way that they'll never completely ban busking.
No.
But I think some areas like what you were saying, where if it's a good busker and they make a crowd and it's blocking the flow of pedestrians, then I don't know, they might be able to do something where they make stages for them or something. I don't know.
Where they can just work with the buskers to work around it, but actually still keep the art of busking visible on the streets and protect them.
Well, there'll always be buskers, I think, in Ireland. So I don't think that will ever die down. But I think bringing this, well, depends. If you are, I think there was something where if you have your amp and you have it too loud, then it becomes what's it called, public disturbance, or
noise pollution.
Where it's noise pollution, and that's just too loud, and then sometimes some people might not really like it, so then you might get complaints. And that's how it works in Britain, where you send in complaints. So like if there's a shop and there's a busker that they really don't like, then they can send in complaints to like the bureau, and then you only get like a certain amount of strikes, and then you're suspended from busking for a little while. They might bring something in like that over to Ireland, but Ireland has never really had that.
And so, are you from England or over?
I was born on the Isle of Man.
Isle of Man.
But my father is British and my mother is American. She's from Oregon.
Okay. And so, are you living in Ireland or visiting or traveling?
So I've lived here for 9 years. Lived in Scotland for a couple of years, and lived on the Isle of Man for most of my childhood, really. But a lot of traveling, so I want to do more traveling.
Yes.
So.
And so, I mean, as you can see, like, how there's people who obviously the traveling buskers.
Yeah, the traveling buskers.
They're able to actually make their income, buy their travel tickets, their food, accommodation through busking.
There has been that with Disturbance, although it's kind of, I know the last while it's kind of petered out a little bit, but I think they're going to, after the festival, they're going to start bringing it again. But that was once a month, and then you had open mic now in the cottage. Have you been to that?
No.
The Mouthpiece open mic, that's once a month as well.
Okay, right.
And that's like, the way they do that is they have 3 booked acts, and they try to get it. So one's a comedian, one's poetry, and one is music, and then the rest of the night is filled out by people turning up
And improvise,
Yeah,
and kind of just want
yeah.
to take part.
So it's kind of more structured, which I think helps it because it's I don't know why, but open mics don't seem to work
If
here in
you
Letterkenny.
don't have anything
Yeah, like
already.
Derry, you could have 3 open mics a week.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But here you have to have once a month for some reason, or no one goes.
It's because it's at Donegal
Yeah.
Way. You have to plan it.
Yeah.
So,
But that's been really successful so far. So
yeah, no, because I think I heard, is that only new? Is that only like recently that they got that up and going?
I think it started towards the end of last year. I think it was.
Okay, right.
I think I'm right in saying
All right,
that.
that's.
Yeah.
It's just like it would be great if there was like some sort of central hub where you knew where all of these things were
Yeah.
actually going on. You
There's
know?
a few there are a few Facebook groups that like people post all the time. Like there's the Northwest Games and there's like Derry Nightlife and all. And anytime there's anything on, we'd always try and share to those groups and try. But not everyone's in those groups either, so it's kind of you're only in it if you want to promote yourself, kind of. So.
So I started busking in Derry, actually, and I was around about 9 years old, and this is my first instrument. It's this one. Oh, let's see, this one. This is my first instrument, and what was happening was I was 9 years old, and what happened was I was playing it inside the car. Now this, in a confined space, it can be quite loud, and so they're saying, oh, can you just like stop it for a little bit? And my dad turned to me and he said, Jacob, how do you like to get money? I was like, yeah, I want money. And he said, just play your flute over there and put down a hat, and they'll give you money. I was like, they won't give me money. Anyway, so I did it, and the first 10 minutes I got like £5, and that's how it kind of started. So ever since then, I've always been busking.
Well, understandably.
Yeah, especially from a young age.
There's loads of punk bands and alternative stuff, and that's definitely that scene kind of that died off a little bit there even a few years ago, and now it's really come back to life. But yeah, there's definitely plenty of musicians and everything here in Letterkenny, even specifically. There's loads of us.
I think it's kind of like a community in Ireland where you have most buskers will be quite, generous. Like after this, there's the busker that you were saying they're down in the courtyard that he's going to be letting me go down after the 2 hours. So, and it's kind of like if I'm there, then I'll do the same. So it's kind of like a family in a way, like a community. But in England or whatever, nothing's like that.
My band is Fierce Bit Bosses. You can find us on Spotify and all the streaming sites. Our EP is available for sale on Bandcamp. Look us up on Facebook. You'll find any gigs we have coming up. We've got some in Belfast, one in Dublin.
I think if it were to remain the same, it would be fine. And like if like what I was saying before, if there's another spot that a busker's there, you can just go up to him, hey man, do you know when you might be finishing up? And you say, yeah, I'll be done in like an hour and a half. And then you come in, and so the busking community, buskers in of themselves, they've kind of already developed a way that you don't really need to bring in a lot of legislation. But I think that if you just keep buskers alive, because it adds character to a town. As in regards to anything I'd like to add, I would say if it just stayed the same, they might bring in legislations where you can't have it over a certain amount of, can't have it too loud kind of thing, like an amp.
If you go on the Disturbance event page, they're actually sharing each one of the bands at a time, so you can get to know them and find out a little bit from each band.
Happy days. Thank you. Your name is?
Owen.
Owen.
Saturday. That's going to be an